right now, you probably know that already. Hopefully, everybody is having a great evening. So, whether you are here for the first time or you are a regular here at the live stream, feel free to say hello in the chat. And I'd love to hear from both, new and returning visitors or students, I should say. Okay. And then tonight we are talking about some free resources that I recommend when learning how to play the piano. So these include lessons, exercises, and things like that. But we'll get into the main part of the lesson here in a minute. Let me just take care of one or two more things. Hello, Yeehit girl? Yeehet? Hello there, welcome to the live stream. Sorry. Hopefully I'm not coming down with something. Hopefully it's just allergies. Okay, anybody else who feels like saying hello, or if you have any questions before we begin, feel free to leave them in the comments there, or the chat, I should say. Okay, so like I said, what we are doing is we are talking about free resources to learn piano. These include things like lessons, activities, online assignments, and all kinds of things that can help you learn. Now, obviously, some of them are a little bit bare bones because they are free, so keep in mind you're not going to get the same kind of education you would from my website or by watching these videos in some cases, but you can get a lot out of these. Rich, I did not get your question on Facebook. Oh, I'm sorry, Ryan. I haven't gotten to it yet. I had a huge backlog of emails to go through, and I'm going to be completely honest, I forgot about it. So as you know, been having a lot going on lately. So please forgive me for my lapse in remembering. So yeah, Rich, I never got your question via Facebook. Some things get lost in Facebook. Like if I click the notifications and I don't see it there, it doesn't come up again. But let me see. I'm going to check it right now. No, I don't see anything from you, Rich. Okay. Rich, did you leave it as a private message to me, or did you leave it like posted in the group? And I'll answer that in a minute. Okay, so the first free resource I want to talk about today is musictheory.net, which is a great free resource. You can actually learn a lot about the basic music theory you need to know to learn how to play the piano, and they have some apps as well, which is really, really nice. Now, on the website itself, there are lessons here. So you can actually get lessons about all these things like the staff, clefs, ledger lines, note durations, measures and time signatures, restorations, a ton of things you need to know when learning how to play the piano. So this is perfect stuff, if you are just starting out learning. And then it has like a little thing that walks you through, the lesson. I think, wait, let me get it situated here. Okay, there's like a play button. Oh, okay, so there's like steps to it, and then you press the forward key, and it walks you through the lesson, highlighting, what part of the lesson is talking about, and then illustrating it graphically, which is a really, really nice feature to have, especially for free. And they have this on a bunch of topics, as you can see. Like I said, all these things you have to know to learn how to play the piano, especially the things up towards the top. Again, I want to mention that there's a theory lessons app for iOS. I don't know if there is one for Android. If you know, let me know in the comments. But there is a nice app for you there for you, for us smartphone users. And then you have the exercises portion of the website where you actually can practice the things that you learn in the lessons portion. This things that are very useful for beginner piano players, especially those of us learning to play music, or learning to read music. So there is a reading tool here for reading music, which is really helpful. And all the little activities they have here on this website all have settings that go along with them that can really help you like fine tune what you need to work on. So if I really needed to work on a specific section, say in treble clef, oh, this isn't quite catching it up there, but on the side where you can't see, I'm actually adjusting the settings. So basically it will only go through the notes that I really need practice on, and I can set it there. So very useful note reading tool there, or note identification rather. Then they have a key signatures tool. So if you are more into music theory or you're further along in learning how to play the piano and you want to learn your key signatures, another great one here. And again, all of these have a settings little button there up on the top right. Like I said, my setup, you can't see it right now, but it's there. And then you can go through and basically give an answer to each of these. So if it has 4 sharps, that's E. Of course, you need to learn about this first before you're able to do it, but that's very good practice. Truly random, so you don't have to flip through cards or anything. It's right here online, and it does keep track of how many you got right, which is very nice feature to have. Oh, this is musictheory.net. Ryan, let me type it in. So there you go. Okay, also some other things you might be interested in is interval identification. Now, I have a really great lesson on identifying intervals and actually how you can use intervals to read sheet music a lot faster. I'll put an annotation somewhere, or you can find it in the description for sure once I post the video. So if you practice this actually can make you a lot better at reading music. And now you'll have to check out that lesson to find out why. But just letting you know, when you watch that lesson, you can come back here to practice that. Then they have keyword note identification, very useful for those of us who are just starting out. Again, there's a settings tab. You can set it to, if you only know the white keys, you can set it to that. If you only want to practice the black keys, you can do that as well. There's also a tools tab with some things you probably wouldn't really need unless you are a bit more advanced. But hey, it's here and it's totally free. So just check that out when you come to the site musictheory.net. Again, there is an app called Tenuto for iOS, which you can learn about right on the website. This website has really helped me, not me learn, but helped me teach other students and help them learn from across the internet. If I'm giving somebody Skype lessons or on my academy at pianolessonsontheweb.com, where I have a ton of courses, I use often a lot of the activities have you go to this website and basically do some of the exercises here because they are very useful and they are totally free, and you can't beat that. So musictheory.net comes highly recommended. Another one, good one is teoria.com, and it's teoria.com. And if you go there, there's a bunch of free stuff there as well. There's music theory tutorials, which are very useful. Like I said, when you are a piano player, you may be thinking that you can skip music theory. You really can't. Now, you don't have to become a music theory genius or anything like that, but you really do need to know some basics, and this can really help with that. It's also very good for ear training and things like that. A lot of great exercises and everything here. So you go to the exercises portion of the website. They have ear training, which ear training, if you don't know, is basically training your ears. Well, duh. But how do you do that? Well, you learn to actually hear the difference between notes. So, if I knew that if I had ear training, I could say, okay, that note, if I knew the bottom note was C, what's the next note up? Well, by ear, I can hear that that's what's called a major third. So I know that the note above that's E. Really useful for more advanced players especially, because then you can use your ears to really both double check yourself, and it also helps with, it just really helps in general. You understand how the music flows from one section to another in between chords and things like that a bit better. So it's always very useful to learn some ear training. Over here is some music theory, as you can see. And again, it has things like intervals, reading. Which website do I find better for these little things? Probably musictheory.net, but this one isn't bad. Not bad at all, actually. And this one, actually, you can set... Oh, actually, never mind. This one is a little different than I thought it was going to be. It is a... Never mind the metronome there. But it is actually reading through these notes, and you have to play them on this little piano in time, which I'm not getting any right because I don't understand how it works. Looks like I got them all wrong, so hopefully you did better than me. I'm just goofing around a little bit here, but kind of interesting. So if you actually, what I recommend you start with then is musictheory.net, do the exercises there, and then do this one. There's also a settings menu for this one. It actually was in the beginning here. And, then you can move on to this one where you're reading a bunch of notes right in a row. So you can actually use both websites to your advantage. Okay, there's also things like key signatures, construction, identification. So let's just jump into one of these. Okay, so this one's interesting. So again, I actually recommend you use this website after musictheory.net. And actually just says build key signature D major. So what does that mean? What the heck does that mean? Well, if you know your music theory, in the key of D major, there's an F sharp and there's a C sharp in that order. And you say check answer, and I got it right. So after you learn your key signatures and you've practiced them, you can use this little tool, and it's just another way of practicing your key signatures, which will really come in handy. You have things like scales too. So this wasn't on musictheory.net. You can build scales. So I'm pretty sure what this will do is it'll ask me a scale. It'll be like, name that scale. And I'll be like, actually not name it, build it. So let's see, build a scale, major. Oh, so it wants me to build a major scale here. Well, you have to know quite a bit about music theory here, but F, G, A flat, B flat, C, see how good I am, D flat, and then D, and then E flat. Got him. So if you're really good at music theory, you can use this and build your scale. Actually, if you know your scales, it really helps too. Okay, hold on a second. Okay, we're back. So next you have chords and things like that. So if you go down to chords and things like that. So you have triads, 3-note chords, 7th chords, extended chords. Those are really jazz kind of chords, so only if you're more advanced. If you're looking for beginner stuff, you can look at your triads, 3-note chords. And obviously you have to learn about chords here, but this is a really good place to practice. Teoria.com is a lot about practice. You can learn this stuff over at musictheory.net, but in terms of actually practicing it, I mean, you can do it at musictheory.net as well, but Teoria.com has some really good examples that you can do, a lot of good practice kind of things here. Build triad, major root position, and also you can learn how to do all this from both my YouTube channel and, well, especially my website, because my website covers this and even more. But let's see here. We have G flat, B flat, D flat. So let's go here, hit B flat, and then D flat. And then it says correct, so I did it right. And you want to do a bunch of those every day. Once you learn about it, of course. Okay, then there's some other things that I'm not going to get into during this lesson, like harmonic functions, transposing instruments, and jazz. Obviously a little bit more advanced, but it's there, and it's free. How can you beat that? So Teoria.com also comes highly recommended. Michelle, you're very welcome. Oh, thank you, Ryan, for taking care of that. Okay, let's see here. Okay, this one's a bit more advanced, but this one's really good for finding sheet music in a lot of cases. It's called IMSLP.org, and it's part of the Petrucci Music Library. They have a lot of great public domain things here. It's really good for finding sheet music, except you can't find all the sheet music, but you can find a lot of things. So say you want to learn how to play Fur Elise, so you type in Fur Elise. Now this is usually the more advanced versions of it. It looks like Google, but it is actually searching in the site. They actually direct you to Google to do that. But anyway, you find it here, you click on it, and then they have like the complete performance. You can listen to the recording. So even if you're looking for the recordings of a lot of these pieces and you can't play them yet, it's great here. Then you scroll down until you see something like complete score. Look for one that looks good. You see how like this one, let me zoom in and see how that one looks nice and neat. I mean, it takes some getting used to be able to, figure these out right away, because I've been looking at music for a long time. But you always have to accept the disclaimer and then wait 15 seconds for some reason, I guess, to make sure you're not a bot. And then by the time 15 seconds are up, you can download your sheet music for great enjoyment. The Great Emperor has made it, everybody. He's somebody in our live stream, by the way. Hello again, Yehit Girl. Yehet, I apologize if I can't pronounce your name right. So anyway, after 15 seconds are up, you click on download, and you can begin enjoying your wonderful sheet music. You can print it out, and everything. Who doesn't enjoy that? I'm not going to play more because YouTube will flag my video, and it will be very frustrating. Okay, so let's go back. Did you do imslp.org? Let me try, Ryan. Try that. Maybe you're trying .com. Just a second, everybody. So like I said, it's mostly great for sheet music. However, you can get a lot of recordings and things as well. So feel free to use this free resource. It has done me well very, very many times when I am looking for a piece of sheet music. A lot of classical stuff is here. So if you're learning something that is pretty well known, but it was written a long time ago, chances are you can find it here. But like I said, not everything and not a lot of modern stuff for sure, since I think that would be a problem with copyright and everything like that. Oh, the Great Emperor says, I learned the new Pirates of the Caribbean Dead Man Tell No Lies, Tales maybe, on piano. I got a new piano for Christmas too. That's really great news. Okay, yes, but it keeps coming up as the movie website. Yeah, I tried .com first. That worked. I kept getting IMDb. Oh, okay. It was probably like, you can't possibly want to go to IMSLP.org. That doesn't make any sense. That's really great news, the Emperor, the Great Emperor. Okay, let's see what we got here. Okay, so I wanted to only really cover 3 of these tonight. If there is anything you recommend, let me know in the chat tonight. I would really like to hear it. If there's a free music resource that you like, feel free to share, because like I said, when we join together and we learn together, we learn a lot more. So we really should share the information we have. So if you are thinking, you're like, man, I really use this other website too, and it's called something, whatever.com or org or whatever, then leave it in the comments and share it with us. I would love to hear it, and I'd love to get more ideas for even another video on this topic. Okay, and then I do have, I'm going to share with you guys the sight reading, if I can find it. I gave it to Rich. Rich, what's the name of that sight reading website I gave you? Oh, belmont.edu. So you go to belmont.edu, you can find some sight reading examples, which is a really good thing to practice every day once you learn how to read music. And why is that? Well, the more you sight read, the faster you will be able to pick up new music, since you will be training your brain to read new patterns of music all the time, rather than just memorizing the same old line of music or pages of music or entire piece over and over again. Don't get me wrong, you always want to do that, be learning a piece that you memorize, but at the same time, you also want to be reading new material, because that keeps your brain fresh and, like I say, helps it adapt to new passages of notes, which really helps with learning new pieces of music. Oh, the site again, it's called belmont.edu. Let me look it up. Hold on a second. I'll give you guys a link over on this computer. Oh, my favorite free app is Note Teacher for iOS. Says Yehet Girl, Yehet. Okay, so check that one out. Check out Note Teacher for iOS. You're welcome, Rich. Does anybody else have any good ones? Rich, you've used some apps before. Are they free? How does the link pop up before you even say it? It's like the video is delayed behind the chat. It is. And that's not even on my end. That's on YouTube's end. That's pretty funny that it does that, though. Yeah, Ryan, I am actually, I think, like a minute behind you. Or not behind you, but whenever the video gets to you. Like, I see your video as it appears. Oh, the Great Emperor, you have Musician on iOS. I don't think Musician is free. It might have a free trial, though. How do you like Musician? I've heard mixed things about it, but some people think it's good. The allergies are back. Oh, man. Yeah, your chat. Great Ember says musician is good, but they need to add more. Didn't do so well. So Ryan does not like that as much. Does not like musician. Rich says, I use the Tuno app, but it's $2.99. Well worth it. I get to study note reading, chords, intervals while I travel to work. So it costs $2.99. It's not free, but hey, $2.99 really isn't that bad, especially if you get a lot of use out of it. And then Rich also says, my sight reading has improved a lot because of it. So that's called the Tununo app. Oh, we talked about that tonight, and it's $2.99, so check that out as well. Ryan says, but I don't have a tablet anymore, so it's small on my phone. Very reasonable. What about anybody else? Anything else that... Is there anything I've covered in the live stream before that any of you guys know about that I haven't covered tonight? Oh, that's right. There is another thing I can cover. Hold on. It's a big one, too. So obviously the big one here is YouTube. You can use YouTube to learn about piano. So you can type in learn or, how to play piano, see what comes up. And I'll just walk you through what will pop up here and what I think of some of these creators. Okay, so after the ads, you almost never want to click on the ads. I'm just kidding. So you want to, the first real video here is how to play piano. It's by Liper. Liper has been, or he made videos like a long time ago. I don't think he's really made much in the last 3 years, but he does have quite a collection of videos, which were some of the first around on YouTube. And he does have a certain style that people like, and he does have a sense of humor, which everybody can always enjoy. Instant Piano Genius by, see, the thing problem I have about this video is that it promises you that you can take shortcuts pro shortcuts, it says, by the way. It says, learn to play piano instantly. #1, beginning trainer, pro shortcuts. So that's not clickbait at all, is it? Well, I've written a couple clickbaity titles before, but there is no such thing as pro shortcuts, guys. He talks about how he actually says you're wasting your time if you're learning how to read music and learning music theory. And then he claims that you can go around that by learning his numbering system, which is really just intervals. It's really nothing like revolutionary at all. And I don't get it. I don't get it. He wants you to sign up at pianogenius.com, though, apparently. But that's just my opinion. I might be wrong. I don't have anything against the guy himself. That's just what I think of his video. HD piano actually is useful if you're looking to learn songs and... Oh, no. Don't play his video. Don't play his video. I will get in so much trouble for that. But anyway, it's basically if you want to learn a certain song with the synesthesia kind of thing, then that might be for you, but you can't really learn how to play piano that way. So I don't recommend that one. But anyway, some good ones here. Like Leiper was good, so I recommend you check him out. The online piano violin tutor. Can't remember her name right now. What is her name? I feel so bad because I feel like I see it all the time. Allison, right? Her name's Allison. I apologize, Allison, if I forgot your name. No.
My name's Alison, the unknown piano, and the online...
Allison is her name. Okay, hopefully that didn't get me flagged. So ridiculous that I have to be so careful about this, but what are you going to do? So she's really good. She has a lot of lessons. She has a lot of covers, too, so if you want to learn some anime music and things like that, that's the place to go. I don't do as many covers anymore or song tutorials. Hoffman Academy. Hoffman has a lot of free stuff, and the guy's very nice. I've never talked to him personally, though. But, look how nice he looks. I actually don't know much about him, to tell you the truth. I've seen him before, though. His lessons make sense. Like, they're easy to understand. This is like a satire video. How to fake piano skills with play without knowing how. I don't know how much it will educate you, but if you want to be entertained, that's the way to go. So you can use YouTube for sure. And then, of course, you can type in... actually, I come up with it under a lot of things, but if you just type in lessons on the web, obviously, you will find me pop up. And you can go to lessons on the web, which we have all seen here before. I highly suggest you check out my playlists, by the way. Especially if you're new to the website, you can check out the Beginners Start Here playlist, which is down a little bit. It's right here. It's called Beginners Start Here in all caps. So if you go through those, if you're a very beginner, you'll make out pretty good. You'll learn some very basic things, as well as some, pretty intermediate things there as well that you will have to know about. So YouTube is another great free resource for learning music. Allison Sparrow. That's right. Yes, I liked Allison Sparrow's videos. I still do. I don't watch them religiously or anything, but I've certainly watched her videos and looked at her channel quite a few times. Yeah, they use this awesome site called Lessons on the Web. It's really good. Thank you, Ryan. Tim, my hands start at the appropriate height, but when I cross over fingers, my hand tends to drop down. Any way to fix it? Am I making a mistake when crossing? My hand tends to drop down. So does mine. Yeah, my hands tend to drop down too a bit, Rich. I don't think there's a problem with that. If you are playing the notes steadily and you're able to play them just fine, then it's okay. If you're getting too low and you feel like you're losing some dexterity, your ability to play, the piano effectively, like if it's getting in the way of playing the piano effectively, then I think it's a problem. If you're not really having a problem with that, I don't think you need to make an adjustment. My hands do that too, it seems. Excuse me. You're supposed to keep your thumb raised. Not really. No, your thumb should never be raised above your other fingers. Almost never. Great Emperor says, I know people say keep your hands calm, but I'm always tense. So yes, that's just something you will have to practice. Just kind of letting your shoulders kind of naturally hang from, I'm not the best at describing this, but just naturally letting your shoulders be apart, but not to the point where you are stressing out over it, where your muscles are clenched. You want to relax them and put your arms at the side, and then put your arms at the keys. And yeah, let me see if I have a better thing for that. Yeah, I think it's just all in that. So when you're playing, a lot of times because there's so much muscle movement, we tend to tense up, especially if we're playing in front of a teacher or things like that. But yeah, you just have to relax your body, and your body can move around a lot better if you are a little bit loose. It does take a lot of practice, though. Ryan says, maybe I am too tense, and this is causing the wrist issue. I am sure I am stiff and tense. Yeah, so if you are tensing up a lot, Ryan, when you play, let's see. Wait a second. Ryan says, I'm still having a problem with my left wrist, getting really sore when learning chords. Maybe cause might be cause from being 148 years old. Well, if you're 148 years old, first of all, congratulations on being the oldest human to ever exist. And then number two, that's probably pretty normal for being 148. So I wouldn't really worry about it. But in all seriousness, you say I tried using correct finger numbers. It helped a little. Okay, that is probably the number one recommendation I'd have. I can't find the Tenuto app on Google Play. Yeah, I think it is iOS only. Yeah, so you probably are playing a little too stiff. Now, we will meet over Skype at some point. Not right now. The next couple of weeks, I have a lot going on, and then I should be good for a while. I know I keep saying that, but trust me, guys, it's been a rough road the last few months, but I'm holding it okay. So let's see. Okay. Oh man, my left wrist kills me after an hour or so. Need Advil to lessen the pain. Okay, maybe only 48. Okay, so if you have, do you have tendonitis? Gotta go. Bye. So long, great Emperor. Thank you for joining us tonight. You're always welcome back. Of course, great to have you with us. Ryan, oh man, let's see, maybe 48. So I don't know if you have problems with tinnitus, I think it's called, or anything like that, or what's the other one? Carpal tunnel. I don't know if you ever get that. If you have problems with that and you're 48, which is entirely possible, people get carpal tunnel. Some people can get carpal tunnel in their 20s if they type and write too much. That could be a problem. I would say, okay. Do you have... Yeah, then it shouldn't be a problem. You might be playing too tense. The thing to know about getting sound out of the piano is it's all not even in your wrist. It's all where your elbow is actually, and then you drop down your arms into the keys to make the sound. The reason I'm saying this is that a lot of people put too much emphasis on their finger movement. Now, don't get me wrong, the fingers do a lot of work when you're playing piano, but in terms of getting sound out of the piano, it's all about where your elbow hits. So your wrist really should be relatively relaxed. Like it shouldn't be pointing up or pointing down. It should be pretty straight, but at the same time relaxed. Like you shouldn't be tensing up your wrist at all. So that might be part of your problem, but we will figure that out. Hi, I'm new here. What are some websites I can learn piano music from? Oh, great. Thank you for joining us, Carlos, and welcome to the live stream. Let me get this thing plugged in so it doesn't bother me anymore. Okay, Carlos. So some of the websites we covered in this lesson were musictheory.net. So write all these down. So you have musictheory.net, and then you have Teoria, Teoria. It's actually in the chat. So if you go to the chat, let me get links for everybody for everything we talked about tonight. So music theory. I know I got you one already, but I want to kind of give you all of them at once. So here's musictheory.net. Lots of great practice things over there. And then let's see, Teoria.com is next. That's the second one we talked about tonight. And then we also talked about the Petrucci Music Library, which is good for finding sheet music. And then we have a resource for sight reading. And then we also have youtube.com, which we talked about. Okay, Ryan says, okay, I will try and pay attention to relaxing. I'm not as active as I used to be and don't do physical labor for work anymore, so just not as limber as I used to be. There could also be some hand stretches that you can do. But I'm not really a doctor, so I don't really want to give you those. But I remember I used to work at a place where I had to like hole punch about 1 billion things while I was there for like 4 hours straight, and my arm would hurt so much. And then I would look up exercises online on how to like kind of relieve the muscles, and those really helped. So I don't really remember any of those off the bat, but you might want to check those out. You're very welcome, Carlos. Thank you for coming tonight, and glad I could help you. Yeah, I don't think it'll do much for your wrist. I don't know if I would use an exerciser, actually. It could be actually overuse, but I'm not sure because I'm not a doctor. That's the thing, is I can give you piano advice on playing the piano, but if something's hurting you, I mean, I can give you some advice on how you might be playing wrong, but if something's hurting you, next time you go to the doctor or anything, just ask them about it and what they think it might be, because they could give you a much better idea than I could, because I could give you something that's like a piano advice, but I might not know if there's like any kind of actual problem. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'll Google wrist and piano stretch exercises. Yeah, you can do that. I think that would be good. So let me tell you what's coming up here for lessons on the web in the next couple of weeks, because we are probably going to end the live stream in a little bit, but let me tell you what's going on. So it has it saved misspelled in the browser history, so now every time I type it in, it types it in wrong. Hold on. Here we go. So if you don't know, I have a website, pianolessonsontheweb.com. And if you go there and you go up here on the top and you click on community, there's a free page here for all of you attending the live stream. By the way, let me see here, guys. By the way, if you want reminders of when these live streams take place, about 15 minutes, maybe a half hour before they start, you want to text piano to 43506. So on your phone, text message, as you know, you to the number 43506, you text the word piano. It doesn't need to be in all caps or anything like that, just the word piano. And then anytime we have a live stream a few minutes before, I'll let you know as an extra reminder. So I'm going to write this in the chat for everybody. And that way you will know when we're meeting. I might even have like an impromptu meeting here or there, or a live stream here or there. And, it would be nice for you to know about that. So on your phone, you can text piano to 43506 if you want those updates. Just want to let you know that. So if you go back to the community page, which I was first talking about, and you scroll down, there's a calendar here of what we're talking about and when. So the next lesson is on Sunday, January 8th, 2 days from now, and it's the Q&A. So I'm just basically answering questions and asking questions. And then next Friday we have a lesson on rests. Excuse me. And then things like beginner piano songs and things like that. So you check out the calendar over on pianolessonsontheweb.com. Let's see. I saw a video where the player would start and end on the same finger, which seemed ideal. Specifically the black... Oh, man. Let's see. I missed stuff. Let me see. I missed it. Okay. Rich says, Tim, I have a question on scales. Scales. Anything he says scales. Specifically for the black note scales, can you use the fingering that is comfortable for you to use, or you have to use a specific fingering like Hannon? Well, I would use one that's comfortable for you to use but makes sense. So, and it's usually similar to the one Hannah gave you. Oops. Yep, and then when I play these, I begin and end on the same finger. Whoops, why am I messing this up tonight? Yep, I begin and end on the same finger as well. Tests are so fun and easy. It depends on what kind of test, but so are arrests. All right, everybody. So, any questions before we call it quits? Also, if there's any other website that you can think of that is really good for what we're talking about tonight, which is, free resources, learning how to play the piano. If you know any of those websites or apps or anything, please let us know in the comments. I really like to come together as a community and learn together. That way we're like in a classroom all together online. And I just think, it's really neat that we can all share our experiences. And then I want to thank everybody again for attending these live streams and being a part of something that means a lot to me, which is teaching the world piano and music. And, by learning piano, hopefully someday you will spur that interest in your life and you'll take it to the next level, or maybe you will share it with somebody, maybe you'll play with somebody. That dream that you've always had, learning how to play the piano, I want to help make that possible. And this, the YouTube channel and the community really is the only way that that's possible. So thank you so much for being a part of that. I just wanted to say that before we go. Piano TV is good. I can't believe I forgot Piano TV. Yes, Piano TV by Alicia. Is that her name? Or Alicia? Alicia? Maybe it's Alicia. Yes, Piano TV. Piano TV is also good. There she is. Oh, no. Don't play. Stop. Yep, so she has a lot of videos. She actually does stuff on topics that I usually don't talk about as much. Now, some of the things there is an overlap here, but she talks about things like the devil music, like the tritone. I don't really talk about that quite as much. And how long does it really take to learn piano? So there is some crossover there, but she does have a refreshing take on a lot of these topics, and she puts together some pretty good videos. I do watch her videos. I've watched quite a few of them. Hey, do you know how to play jazz music? A little bit, Raider. I can't really tell you how to do it right now, but I can make a lesson on it at some point. And easy on the eyes, Rich says. But yeah, she's very good. Oh, my device is about to restart. No, don't do that. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if she doesn't get a lot more subscribers over the next couple of years. She actually has quite a lot more than when I first started following her in the summer. I think she only had like 1,000 subs, and now she's up to like 4,400. So to, quadruple your subs in like 6 months, that's really not that bad. That's pretty good. Hey, Shesk is back. Hey, Shesk, how's it going? Hey, Tim and Rich and all of you. If you don't know, Shesk is a long member of our classroom here, and he hasn't been here for a while, which is totally cool, but I'm glad he's back. At least for one of them. And actually, the last, but good to hear from you, Shesk. Let's see. Ryan says, well, glad I caught the show tonight. Thanks, Tim. Talk soon. Hope you all have a good weekend. Oh, and let's get together in Skype lesson. Why don't you catch up things and settle down for you? Thank you. Same thing with the podcast, Rich. I will get on that once things settle down a little bit here. I'm trying to just kind of get back in the swing of things, making the regular lessons each week and preparing the live stream. I want to nail that down again, really good, and then I'll get into the extra things. Also, when spring comes around, I just seem to be a lot more motivated to take on new projects. So, yes, still planning on doing the podcast. So, how have you been, Shesk? It's been forever. I can't find that piano TV either. I'm not doing so well tonight. So if you go on YouTube and you type in piano TV, at least for me, she was the first thing that came up. But it could be because it has it saved in the cache or whatever. Oh no, this is the private browser, so it doesn't do that. So yeah, it should show up. Real Chef says, I've been working way too much. I quit my extra job since it's ridiculous. I want to do things like this again. I miss you guys and this channel. We miss you too, Shesk. I was thinking about you the other day. I know we were doing a live stream. Oh yeah, no space. Don't put in a space. But she's good as well. Then, hey Rich. Her eyes are a little intense. Yeah, just a little bit. She's really, I don't think they're that bad. They're not bad. They're actually really nice. But, let's see. Okay, glad you found it. Alright, just kind of like seeing if I missed anything. Oh, Rich. That's right. I was going to talk to Rich. Rich, do you want to do a Rich, do you want to do a Skype thing, not a lesson, but a Skype what are they called? Just a thing over Skype for the next live stream, the Q&A on Sunday. Would you be up for that? Another I'll do a Q&A with you. I'll ask you questions, you ask me some questions, things like that. And bring your best questions. But let me know if that sounds good with you. No, not at all. She just had them wide open and the video started. Yeah, sounds good. All right, that's what we'll do on Sunday. Me and Rich will talk over Skype again. We did that, about 6 months ago. It was a while ago now. I don't know if it's quite 6 months ago. It might have only been like 4 or 5, but it was quite a while ago. But yeah, we'll do that. Okay, I'll write down 20 questions. You don't have to write down 20, but if you write down maybe, the most pressing questions that you have. They were just very enthusiastic, that's all. A lot of times before we shoot videos, we have to... For me, it doesn't come across as much because if I don't do this, I'll come across probably as frowning. But before starting the video, you're supposed to smile and just come off really energetic. And I try my best, but I think it comes off more normal. And then some people, when they start the video, they're like, oh, hey guys, and they start talking, and they might overdo it a little bit on some of them. But it's better, I think, to be over enthusiastic than it is to be very deadpan. Bueller. But Sheska is welcome back anytime, of course, as with everybody. That will be awesome on Sunday, and I'm even off and will come listen. Rich is awesome live, by the way, you guys that didn't hear their last live chat. Thank you, Shesk. I remember, yeah, you were here for that. So yeah, that's what we're going to do on Sunday, and we're just going to hang out a bit. And then I might make that into a regular video. I'm not sure, a video I put out on Friday. Yeah, that's great. It'll be great to have Shesk here for the one on Sunday, but I understand if you are working, of course. But it's cool. I really love the little community that we have here, and like I said, it really keeps me going. But it's really good to know that my lessons are actually helping people. It really helps me keep me going. For sure. And once you're done with the live stream, you can go to pianolessonsontheweb.com. Of course, I have to say that because really, if you like the YouTube channel and you're looking to learn more, and you have some extra money, you can head over there and you can actually learn a lot. I just got distracted by Ryan's comment. You actually learn a lot more about piano music over there. Okay, Ryan says, yes, some of the videos I saw were a bit over the top, but then I found yours, and I like your calm, clear style. But no offense, the Piano TV chick is a lot cuter. I agree. She dresses a lot better, too. I dress like crap. I dress like a bum. Stop the video. There you go. There's her over the top eyes. But I'm just kidding. She actually seems really nice. All right, everybody. I think I'm going to call it a night. It was great talking with everybody tonight. I hope you enjoyed our lesson of, the free resources where you can learn about piano and music. I hope you found it enriching. Hopefully you learned something new tonight or something, a website you didn't know about. Write down all the websites I gave you tonight. I will put them in the description of the video once I edit it together. It will be out next Friday afternoon. Around 2 o'clock is when they appear. And then you'll have a nice list for you to, learn all of these things and practice them. Man, my allergies are getting me tonight, but it's like in my throat. Hope I'm not getting sick, though. Okay, out of here. Have a great night, everybody. You too, Ryan. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for being a part of our community, of course, and the website. All right, same to everybody else. Thanks, Rich, for coming by. Thank you, Shesk, for making it. Glad to have you with us. And then let's see. Let me thank everybody else here. Ryan again. Shesk again. It was mostly dominated by Rich, Ryan, and Shesk for the last part. Raider, thank you for stopping by. Bob Jones recommended Piano TV. Thank you so much, Bob Jones. Subaki, what has been going on here? Sorry I missed your comment earlier, Subaki. Rich, Ryan, me. Thank you to me. Carlos, thank you so much. I'm just reading through here on the comments. Thank you for coming by. The Great Emperor, thank you for stopping by. Let's see who else makes the credits. Is that it? Bueller. Michelle, thank you again for attending. And Yeehee Girl, thank you for coming by once again. So thanks, everybody, for another enjoyable live stream. I'll talk to you on Sunday again at around 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Remember to text that number I said to the other number. So I think it was 43506 piano. Text piano to, let me make sure this is right. 43506. And basically that will give you a text message reminder about 15 minutes to a half hour before we start if you want that extra little reminder. So thanks, everybody, and have a great night. Good night, Shesk. Thanks for coming by. I was happy to see the live sign on your channel. I was glad to see you in the chat. It was really great.